Imagine you have exactly 30 days to generate $1,000. You have no job, you have zero capital in your bank account, and no one is going to give you a loan. For most people, this feels like a dead end. Now, shift that scenario back to the year 1930. The Great Depression is hollowing out the global economy. Yet, right in the middle of it, an author named F.C. Minaker published a book claiming that making money was not a matter of luck. He argued it was a structural skill that anyone could learn. This photograph captures the reality of Minaker's environment. Men standing shoulder to shoulder outside a building, relying entirely on handouts and soup kitchens. Despite a shattered financial system, Minaker insisted that money hadn't vanished, it had simply moved. To him, wealth was the result of identifying a specific inefficiency in the world and applying a disciplined process to solve it. We are going to apply Minaker's logic to the modern world. We will walk through a specific sequence to build a scalable income from thin air, proving that turning $0 into a business is an engineered outcome. The process starts with observation. Profitable ideas are rarely born from sudden flashes of genius in an empty room. They are extracted directly from human complaints. Where there is a recurring problem, there is capital waiting to be organized. Look around your neighborhood. You'll likely find elderly residents whose children live far away, leaving them unable to figure out digital payments or video calls. That is an unmonetized problem. Teaching them for 2 hours a week creates immediate, zero investment income. Once you identify that friction, you hit phase 2, de-risking. Here, Minaker offers a counterintuitive rule for anyone starting out. You must secure the sale before you actually build the product. This diagram shows the mistake most beginners make. They spend 6 months designing a product, buying equipment, and perfecting a logo. Then they launch, only to realize nobody actually wants to pay for it. On this updated timeline, the approach is reversed. If you want to start a daily meal service, you don't buy an expensive kitchen setup first. You text 10 neighbors and ask if they would pay for home-cooked food delivered daily. If 5 say yes, your business is validated. Only then do you buy the pans. McDonald's didn't start Louis. It started as one stall. Redbus began from frustration, missing a Diwali bus ticket. They proved demand small scale before building large infrastructure. An idea becomes a viable business when a real-world problem meets pre-validated demand. By confirming the buyer first, you entirely remove the risk of failure before the very first day of operations. Once that is done, phase 3 is the engine. If you successfully validate an idea, you will eventually run into a scaling problem. You only have 24 hours in a day. How do you multiply your income without working yourself to the point of collapse? The answer lies in the difference between selling time and selling expertise. A fixed salary has a hard ceiling because your hours are limited. Expertise is a scalable asset that can be packaged. This split-screen comparison illustrates the math. On the left, one accountant works a 40-hour week for a capped salary. On the right, that same accountant offers part-time financial advice to 5 small businesses. They generate the same total revenue, but free up their week. And expertise doesn't require an advanced degree. If you understand how to format spreadsheets, edit short-form video, or design in Canva, you possess specialized knowledge that others find valuable enough to pay for. Once you establish that engine, you enter phase 4, the moat. A business survives based on the economic law of retention. It takes significantly less energy to sell to someone who already trusts you than to find a new customer. Think of a house painter. An average painter finishes the job, takes the cash, and leaves. A professional calls the homeowner 6 months later, right after the monsoon, to check for dampness. That single follow-up creates a loop of repeat business. The surest way to guarantee that retention is by delivering undeniable value. A freelance video editor who just blindly cuts footage is a commodity. An editor who suggests a better thumbnail strategy and recuts a video for higher engagement makes themselves vital to the client's success. By shifting away from selling time and focusing on providing expertise to repeat clients, a fragile side hustle becomes a stable economic engine. We have assembled the entire system. We moved from zero capital to a validated, scalable, high-retention business simply by shifting how we view the movement of money. It is easy to look at this process and find reasons why it won't work today. People often point to a cooling economy, high inflation, or the way AI is changing the workforce. But look at the scale of this photograph. A desolate dirt lot in the 1930s, filled with thousands of people in an endless zigzagging breadline. This is the environment Minaker was looking at when he mapped out these rules. Even in a state of total economic collapse, he recognized that a lack of money is almost never a lack of opportunity. It is usually a lack of execution. Stop waiting for a perfect economy to begin. Identify one friction point in your neighborhood today and send one validation text. The system for building that first $1,000 is out there. It's just a choice to stop observing and start executing.